For this tutorial, you'll be needing your pattern paper, your ruler, your tape rule, a calculator, you'll be needing a pencil, and of course, your measurement. This is my customer's measurement, so you will be needing your own measurement. Hello designers, and welcome to Pattern Drafting with Rachel Lynn. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to draft a basic sketch block step by step. Let's get started. What you need for this tutorial is your round waist measurement. You take your round waist measurement, then round hip measurement from your waist to the knee, and then from the waist to the ankle, and then from the waist to the floor length. When you're drafting a pattern, the first thing you need to do is to come down from the tip of your paper by 2 inches. You come down from the tip of your paper by 2 inches. You measure 2 inches and then you rule it across the paper. So this line, I already came down by 2 inches. Then this line is going to be serving as our waistline. That is, every of our measurements is going to be starting on this line. So this is our waistline. Then from the waistline to the hip line. Then I'm going to measuring our hip line. Our hip line is 9 inches. Please, this 9 inches works for everybody. So just come down by 9 inches from your waistline. Come down by 9 inches from your waistline. And then you also rule it across. The next measurement we are taking is our waist to knee line. Your waist to knee. Your waist to hip, your waist to knee. So the next measurement is waist to knee. So for my customer, our waist to knee is 24. 24. So I rule it across as well. The next line we are ruling out is waist to ankle. Waist to ankle. So for my customer, our waist to ankle is 43. 43. Please measure your waist to ankle. This is a full skirt pattern. From this pattern, you can get your short skirts, your mini skirts, your full length skirts, your ankle length skirts. So one thing about pattern drafting is once you draft your full pattern, whenever you want to make a particular style, you just bring out your full pattern, trace it out, and make the necessary alteration. So this is our full pattern. Yes, let's put it that way. So let's take it again. This is our waistline, our hip line, our knee line, our ankle line, and then our floor length line, which is the full length measurement, which is 45. So I just add 2 inches to this piece instead of starting from up there. So on your waistline, you are going to be measuring your waist measurement divided by 4. Your waist measurement divided by 4. My customer's waist measurement is 26. 26 divided by 4. 26 divided by 4. That is 6.5. So we'll mark 6.5. 6.5. 6.5 is here. And then you had 1 inch. 1 inch for that. Okay? Then you come to the hip line. You measure your hip measurement divided by 4. My customer's hip measurement is 34 divided by 4. That is 8.5. 8.5. 8 for 8. 8.5. And then you come to your new line. You are going to repeat your hip measurement on your new. You did the same thing. You did the same thing on the ankle line and on the floor line. You're going to measure your hip measurement on your ankle line and on your floor line, which is your full length line. So you connect with a straight ruler. Connect with a straight ruler like so. Okay, then you connect it to the hip line. Okay, and then you connect it to the waistline. Okay, this is the front side of the skirt. So because this skirt is going to have a dart, you are going to measure your nipple to nipple measurement here. For my customer, a nipple to nipple is 7. 7 divided by 2, 3.5. So you are going to measure 3.5 here. Okay, which is going to serve as your dart leg. Measure your own nipple to nipple from one nipple to another nipple, which is going to serve as your dart leg. Connect it with a straight ruler. And then you remember we added 1 inch here for our dart. We added 1 inch to this place. Okay, so we are taking that 1 inch. We'll be taking that 1 inch away here. However, it's not a must that your skirt should have a dart. It's not compulsory for your skirt to have a dart, but this one is going to have a dart. So you come down from your waistline by 6 inches and you connect your dart. Connect your dart like so. Okay. From the front here, you come down by 1 inch. You also come down by 1 inch. And then you connect it to this place. Okay. Can you see? So this is our front pattern. Let's go to the back. For the back pattern, you measure the same thing you measure here, which is our waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch dart allowance. 6.5 plus 1 inch dart allowance. For the hip, 9.5. Remember, our measurement is actually 8.5, but because I'm trying to avoid this 1 inch because of this iron, I like to avoid that first 1 inch because of that iron, so that I can get my, because this, the way sometimes this tape rule, I used to have XX inside this iron, so I always avoid it. So on the knee line, we are going to be putting our hip measurements. Okay, and then you connect. Okay, 9.5, and then 9.5, 9.5, 9.5. Okay, I'm trying to confirm the measurements because it's looking as though, okay, always confirm your measurements so that you don't make mistake And then you do the same thing here. Now enough. Don't forget our measurement is 8.5. So connect it with a straight ruler, like so. So we also take our dart leg. From here, measure your dart leg. For my customer, our dart leg is 3.5. Okay, 3.5. Then you connect it with a straight ruler. Measure 1/2 inch on both sides. Come down by 6 inches. Yeah. This is where your dart leg is going to be stopping. Okay. So the next thing we need to do now is to come down from your hip line. This is our hip line. You come down from your hip line by 1/4, which is also known as 1.5. You come down from your hip line by 1/4. Okay. You do the same thing at the back. Come down from your hip line by 1.5. Then you connect. Okay. So let's continue. In order to get our pencil skirt, for pencil skirt, we are going to be tightening our new line. For us to get our pencil skirt, we are going to be tightening our new line. There is a formula to get how many inches you should use to get your new tightening, depending on the individual's structure, body structure. But in this tutorial, we are going to be using 4 inches. I'm going to be using 4 inches. So we are going to divide that 4 inches into 3 unequal parts. I'm going to be dividing it into 3 unequal parts. So you can divide it to be 1/4, 1/4, and 1. This 1/4, 1/4 give us 3 inches. Plus this one, that's 4 inches. You can also use 5 inches. That is 2 inches, 2 inches, 1. But let's use 1.5. Let's use 1.5. Okay. And then here we use 1 inch. So you connect the 1.5 to this place. Don't worry, I'm going to recap everything I said so that you can understand me very well. Okay. I said you come down from your, let me explain this line. You come down from your hip line by 1/4, okay, which is 1.5 now. And then you come down to your new line. We want to tighten our new line. Now, I said to tighten your new line, there is a formula, but we are not going to be going through all those stress here. So I said, I usually get 5 inches or 4 inches. But in this tutorial, we are going to be using 4 inches. You can use 5, but we are going to be using 4 in this tutorial. And I said, we are going to be dividing that 4 inches into 3 unequal parts. And I've said 1.5 here, 1.5 here, 1 inch at the center back. This is center back. So you also connect it. You see? You connect the 1 inch like so. You also connect it to the 1/4 here. Whatever you have here, Measure whatever you have here from here after we have tightening our knee. Whatever you have there, transfer it. Now we have 7 inches. You see, 7 inches. Transfer it to the ankle length and to the floor length. Okay. Connect it with a straight line. Okay. You do the same thing on the back side. So we measure whatever we have here, 8 inches as well. That is 7 inches. Remember, I'm avoiding the first 1 inch. That's why it's giving me 8 inches. So the actual measurement is 7 inches. So please don't make mistake. Just follow your own measurements. You just need to understand the processes. So you apply it to your own measurements. So the 1 inch that we measure here, you will also measure it here. Let me bring the 1 inch that we measure here, you also measure it here. Okay. And then you connect it. Connect it. Excuse me. Let me use this ruler. Just trying to get a perfect straight line. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Now, this is what we have. I'm going to explain. This one here, this line here, is our straight skirt. Like this line here is our straight skirt. But when you are constructing a pencil skirt, this one here is our pencil skirt. This one here. Okay? Now, when you want to contour your pencil skirt, you don't start directly from the hip line. You come down by 1/4, and then it's from that 1/4 that you construct your pencil skirt, so that we can have the opportunity to create our butt shape. You understand? So that shape can come out. You do the same thing for the back. Now, on the center back, we are going to be inputting our butt shape at the back, our butt at the back. So it's very simple. What we need to do is bring your curve ruler and place it like this. You can use any curve ruler. If you have French curve, you can use. We are connecting it to this 1 inch here. We are connecting it to this 1 inch here. Okay? And let's use this one. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, so we are connecting it to this 1 inch on our knee. Okay. Now, let me explain again. Your waistline, your hip line, your knee line, your ankle, and your knee line, your full measurement. I said on the waistline, you are going to put in your waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch that allowance. On the hip, your hip divided by 4. On the knee, your hip divided by 4. Your hip divided by 4. You do the same thing at the back. And then you carve out your dart leg. What we added as our dart allowance is 1 inch. So we take half inch on both sides of the dart leg, and then you bring it down to 6 inches. For the front pattern, we're also going to be taking 1 inch dart at the center here. There's a reason why we take this 1 inch. I will not be able to explain that in this video because I don't want this video to be too long. But in my other skirt pattern, other skirt series, I might explain. Then we do the same thing for the back. Now, to construct your pencil skirt, all you need to do is use 5 inches or 4 inches as your new tightening, depending on how pencil you want it to be. You could use 4, you could use 5. Now, in this tutorial, we use 4. And I said we are going to be dividing that 4 into 3 unequal parts. We will use 1.5 here, 1.5 here, and 1 inch there, which give us 4 inches in total. Excuse me. And then I said whatever you have here, you are going to do the same thing on your full length, and then you connect it to this 1.5 here. On the back pattern, you are going to connect this 1 inch to this 1.5 to create your butt at the back. There are several methods in creating skirts. In my other tutorial, I'm going to teach us other methods in drafting your skirt. But this is a perfect method. It is perfect. It's going to give you a perfect result as a beginner and even as an advanced designer. This is going to give you a perfect result. So you connect this 1 inch with your curve ruler to this 1.5. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching to this point. If this video has been helpful to you, kindly subscribe, like the video, and drop your comments on the comment section, and I'm going to respond to it. And also turn on your notifications so whenever I post a new video, you can be notified. Thank you.